back again today, working from back control. So working off what we did last week, we worked on mount to back control. And today we're gonna work on several different chokes. We will review the rear naked choke that we learned last week, and then we're gonna do a double lapel choke, a single lapel choke, and a bow and arrow choke. So lots of things to work on for today. And then next week we will work on escaping back control and coming out of that. So if you'd like to work on some drills and warm-ups and keep your cardio up, I'm gonna post that video separately, so I'm not gonna be putting the videos together anymore. So this one's just technique, but feel free to go over to watch that video first if you'd like to get warmed up before you do your technique. Okay, so we're gonna be working off what we did last week. We worked on getting back control from mount. So now we're gonna fast forward. We've got back control. Hook, hook, seat belt. Okay, so remember that the hooks are the feet, and I wanna just have them inside the hips and hooked in right here. I don't wanna cross them. Okay, there's lots of bad reasons. Number one, you're not gonna get points. Number two, he can just hook his leg over my feet and it can hurt my feet. Okay, so you've got your hooks and you've got one over, one under. We call this the seat belt right here. And now we're gonna work on some chokes. So last week, just to remind you, we did rear naked choke. So you stretch out your choke arm, you scoop under the neck, you grab the shoulder, grab the bicep, look in the mirror, and you've got the rear naked choke. Okay, so we did that one. Now we're gonna go over the double lapel choke. So here's my choke arm. It's always the one that's over the shoulder, the one that's on the neck. I'm gonna use this hand that's under to open up this collar. The choke arm is gonna reach in. The thumb in, the fingers on top, a nice deep grip. Then the bottom arm is gonna reach the far lapel. Now the important part about this is dropping your elbows and bringing them back into your body. You don't wanna have wide elbows like a chicken wing here. You wanna be bringing your elbows down and in, similar to doing like a cross choke. So you stay here, you secure your back control position, you count to 3, you get your 4 points, you open up the lapel, feed this thumb in, grab the far lapel, elbows down, and pull them back. Really simple. Okay, so that is the double lapel choke. Obviously, 2 lapels. Okay, now we're gonna do the single lapel choke. I actually like this one a lot more. This one I do a lot. It's very similar. So I open up this collar, thumb in. It kind of looks like halfway between a double lapel choke and a rear naked choke. This bottom arm is gonna stay under his arm. Like in the rear naked choke, I would pull it out. I'm gonna keep it down here. But this part's gonna look similar. I'm gonna look in the mirror, I'm gonna put this on the back of his head, and I'm gonna ramp it back. So this elbow is dropping down and pulling back. This arm is ramping behind his head. Okay, so I'm gonna, here, scoot to the side, babe. So this one is the choke arm, this one is ramping, and I wanna just ramp this arm, like as far as I can, as I'm pulling this choke arm back. So I've got the lapel grip here, the elbow is dropping down and pulling back, and this arm is ramping. Bring it back over here, okay? Just to show that one again. Open this up, thumb in, ramp this on the back of the head, and pull it back. Now this one, even if it appears that I'm losing position, he's thinking, maybe I'm escaping, I'm going this way. As long as I'm still pulling this choke, it's a really good choke. You can get it from a lot of different positions. I've done this one from back control, from side control, like all different kinds of positions where you're pulling the single collar and you're ramping this back here. Okay, and then the last one I want to go over is the bow and arrow choke. It's very similar to the single lapel choke. All the collar chokes are going to be kind of similar. Okay, so for this one, I'm not going to grab as deep. I get the collar, I'm going to grab his leg right here, and I'm going to shift my hips to the side. So I'm taking this hook out, I'm bringing this hook across. So now I'm off to the side of him. So I'm going to ask my partner just to stay seated. It's just for the purposes of this practice, it's easier if he stays upright. So I've got this one, the lapel here. I took this hook out, I brought this hook across. And I'm gonna try and stay secure to this leg. If I can reach, I'm gonna scoop the leg, and sometimes you have to kind of dive to the side. So I'm gonna end up on my side. This is important here to keep this elbow down. If my elbow is high, that's the escape to this. So I need to keep my elbow down and pulled back as I fall to my side. The reason this is called the bow and arrow is because there's a tension in the center and I'm pulling back on both sides. So I'm pulling with the lapel and I'm pulling at his leg. If I even go out to his, here, I'm gonna loosen up on this choke just so that I can show you the full extension. If I can get all the way to his ankle, this is really ugly. Okay, so back control, get the choke, or the choke arm and the lapel. I'm gonna take my hand and grab his leg right here, take this hook out, bring this hook across. Now I'm not gonna fall to my back. This is really important. I'm gonna fall to my shoulder. It kind of looks like I'm gonna do one of those inverted shoulder rolls, like falling this way, scooping his leg. And if you can, if he hasn't already tapped from this right here, this far leg, I'm gonna clamp down over his shoulder. He's already tapping. I'm gonna let this go just so that I can keep showing. Clamp down the shoulder and keep pulling. It's painful, so even when I let go of the choke, he taps because it's really extending your body in a very uncomfortable way. As I'm pulling at the leg, I'm pulling at the neck and driving with my leg in his middle. All right, let's go over those all one more time. We've got the rear naked choke, scoop, grab your bicep, look in the mirror. This is one you could do no gi. Then we've got the double lapel choke. Grab the choke grip, grab the far grip, elbows down and pull them back. We've got single lapel, the same choke grip in the lapel. Then look in the mirror, wrap this arm on the back of the head. For this one, sometimes I'll even do a variation that looks like the bow and arrow choke. This is a really nice angle right here. Especially if this guy is trying to escape and he's taking my hook out, he's trying to get away. I'll throw this hook over. This is really good control. Here, same thing. And then that last one was the bow and arrow choke. So open up here, get this grip, grab this leg, take the hook out, bring this hook across, fall to your shoulder, and pull. Okay, and of course, just to review for this person, always you have to respect the choke arm. So even when I have this seatbelt position, Caleb needs to be aware that this arm on top is a choke arm. So even though right now it doesn't appear that I'm doing a choke, he needs to always be securing this arm because this is the arm that is going to be threatening a choke, okay? So if he can hold on to this as he's trying to escape the back control, he needs to do that. And as soon as I start really going for a choke, he needs to be aware of that. He needs to get 2-on-1 grip, pull my arm down as much as he can, drop his chin to his chest, and be defending that choke as much as you can. If you can break the grip, if you can duck under, anything to get this choke arm off of your neck. All right, there's some things to work on for you today, and once again, we have that separate video that you can refer back to if you want to get some stretches, some movement drills, and just keep your cardio up at home. Otherwise, come back next week and we'll have more technique for you.